Grab a cup of coffee and start your Sunday with Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life features stories to inspire, motivate, and empower you. Live your best life now. Listen, learn, think, and decide. Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. Every Sunday morning at 9 on the Talk of New York, AM 970, The Apple. Visit cyacyl.com.
Good morning, this is Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in. With the holidays just around the corner, this is the time of year our thoughts turn to family get-togethers, parties, entertaining friends. In preparation for the season, often we don't know where to begin or we're just tired of the same old food. Today we have two special guests that are going to help us plan for the holiday season. They're here to share some of their cooking expertise with us. Joining us today are two chefs from the Food Network series, The Next Iron Chef, Super Chefs, Alex Guarnaschelli and Spike Mendelsohn. Alex and Spike are two of the 10 renowned chefs that are battling for the ultimate culinary title. Good morning, Alex and Spike. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Joan. How's it going?
Okay, it's going very well, and it's going very well for the two of you. It looks like exciting things are happening for both of you, and before we get into that, I'd like to just ask you if you could share a little bit about yourselves with our listeners. Alex, I'd like to start with you. You grew up around food. Being a chef, was this something that you always aspired to do, or did it happen to you later on in life?
It's interesting. I'm an only child. Both my parents are really avid cooks, so I am no stranger to a kitchen filled with bubbling pots, but I didn't really think I would ever become a chef until well after I graduated from college. So, no, I just think I had the foundation that built a love of food, and that's kind of how I tumbled into this profession.
And Alex, sticking with you for a moment, how did you end up in television?
I like to joke that it found me. I mean, I did a Food Network challenge a while back, which was my first competition show. Nothing like the stakes of Next Iron Chef, which will air Sundays at 9 p.m. on Food Network. But certainly humble beginnings, and I just kind of went from there. TV's the kind of party, and particularly the Food Network, where if you get invited, you always show up. And so I've just had the privilege of really kind of doing a lot of different things and being a part of Chopped on Food Network, which has been really great, where I'm a judge, and to just be a contestant on Next Iron Chef just seemed like a kind of cool transition back to my roots, which are really cooking and competing more than judging.
How about you, Spike? What was your journey like that got you an invitation to the party?
My mother literally gave birth to me on a prep table in the kitchen. And then I was like stirring tomato sauce. So I've kind of grown up I come from a restaurant family, so I grew up in the business. My grandfathers were butchers, and the irony is I actually grew up not wanting to become a chef or having to do anything with the business, just because I saw it was such a grueling career, and you always worked on weekends and late hours and holidays. So to me, growing up as a kid was like, why the hell do I want to put myself through this? But at a certain age, I became to get a little bit more interested in the business and saw that I had some talent just by growing up in it, and I just pursued it. I decided to travel around the world and train and learn all sorts of different types of cuisine. And I had never had any aspiration of doing anything on television up until I did Top Chef. I was working in New York City, and my sister was a huge fan of the show. I had never heard of it. I applied. One thing led to another, and I ended up on the season. So that's kind of how I began. And then I think after being on that initial show, I just kind of pushed the envelope as much as I could. I really enjoyed being in front of the camera and sharing my journey. And and I was really humbled to be asked to be amongst these superstar chefs. For me, it was an honor. You got all the guys from the Food Network that I've watched for a long time and respected and enjoy watching, and to be amongst them on a competition show was something real special for me.
So the Next Iron Chef, Super Chefs, it's airing Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Food Network. For listeners that may be unfamiliar with this competition, what is it all about? Alex, maybe you could give us some insight.
Okay, so everybody's familiar with Iron Chef America, where two chefs are pitted against each other, one Iron Chef and one challenger, and there's a secret ingredient in 60 minutes to make 5 dishes. With Next Iron Chef, it sort of keeps the same idea intact, that chefs, a group of us kind of go all against each other. There are winners, there are losers for each one, and then we kind of go on to further eliminate, and the group just dwindles. So in the sense, it's like a large-scale giant pressure cooker that just kind of has fewer and fewer vegetables in it as the drama unfolds. And, there's a lot of really unpredictable moments, and I think that that's what's really hard is, we're a group of people that have a lot of experience. We have our own businesses. We have a lot at stake. This is not our first time at the rodeo, and to kind of have all these moving variables where we don't know, where we're going to be, what we're going to do, what we're going to be making, just adds so many layers of drama. But then you think about it in the end, at the end, net, you get to be the next Iron Chef. That's kind of motivation enough.
Now, Spike, who are you and Alex competing against this season, and what can we expect from the season?
I think we're competing against ourselves.
Oh, good one.
Good answer.
No, there's, like I said, there's Hercules, Robert Irvine.
Who I have to tell you is a friend of this show. He's been a guest. I love Robert.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He's a great guy.
But I'm not casting my vote for him. I'm staying objective.
Sounds like you are. Sounds like you just did. Then there's, who else is on the show? I have like Ann Burrell,
Marcus Samuelson, Chuck Hughes, Bo McMillan, the Bo Mac, Jeffrey Zakarian, Michael Chiarello, Elizabeth Faulkner.
Yes.
Good stuff.
There's
really good cast.
Yeah, there's a huge cast, lots of great people, lots of different characters, lots of different talent coming from all sorts of different backgrounds. So,
what does this title mean to a chef?
I think it just, I think more than anything, it just puts you, I think to me, it would mean you just proven something to yourself more than anything, and then you're amongst some of the other great Iron Chefs like Mario Batali and Michael Simon and Morimoto. It's definitely it's a high point in your career to become one of the next Iron Chefs.
Is it like the Academy Awards for chefs?
Maybe it's more like let's say like the Super Bowl.
Really good, Spike.
Yeah.
It is. It's like a giant Super Bowl, and there's like a big victor and a big loser because the stakes are so high. Mm-hmm. And I think
right.
And
there's
then
no
we like to
acceptance speeches or anything like that.
But then we also want to say, if you tune in Sundays at 9 p.m. to watch Next Iron Chef on Food Network, you will see that this is the kind of contest where ultimately everyone's a winner.
Right.
So now let's switch gears for a moment. Let me ask you guys, what inspires you when you come up with your recipes? What is the process that goes into recipe development for you?
For Next Iron Chef? Or
in general.
Restaurants or what?
Yeah, I mean, in general, what is the creative process for you?
I know you're going to say travel, right, Spike?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it definitely, I think, a lot of us have gone and studied abroad and trained with some other really great chefs from different cultures. I think it all starts with travel and, kind of, for me, it's like a lot about memories, and it started with something really unique and classic, and then just kind of owning it, making it your own, but not really compromising its originality. So that's kind of what inspires me.
I mean, for me, it's definitely the market and seasonality that inspires me. I see certain ingredients, come out of the woodwork. For example, pumpkin in the fall, even turnips and stuff like that in the wintertime I enjoy. And then when spring rolls around, stuff like basil. And then summer, you get tomatoes and raspberries and strawberries. I'm kind of reactive when it comes to the seasons and what looks good.
Alex and Spike, we're going to take a break. When we return, we're going to ask Alex and Spike your questions. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Dr. Michael Sapienza, board-certified chiropractic physician and director of Mecca Integrated Medical Center, located in Fairfield, New Jersey. Did you know low back pain is the #1 cause of disability in the United States, and that studies have shown that 80% of the population will experience low back pain at some time in their lives? With weight gain being a major cause of back pain, we must do our part during the upcoming season to avoid gaining the holiday 15. When it comes to Thanksgiving dinner and beyond, the following tips will protect your belly and, more importantly, your spine from adverse weight gain. Do not drink more calories than you eat. Some soft drinks and juices are loaded with sugar and can have as many as 500 calories or more per can. Stick with drinking water to avoid unnecessary calorie overload. Make every attempt to satisfy your hunger with protein-packed food. Turkey is one of the leanest meats you can eat, so feel free to splurge. Just make sure to not ruin a good thing with excessive gravy, stuffing, and mashed potatoes, as these foods are high in carbohydrates and fat. Portion control is a must, and no portion should be greater than the size of your palm. Lastly, do your absolute best to fill up on the main course so there is no room for dessert. If dessert is a must, fresh fruit is an excellent alternative to the sugar-packed cheesecakes and pumpkin pies we may be used to, and your midsection will thank you for it. Weight gain is one of the several causes of low back pain. While changing the way we eat may rid us of achy backs and joints, there are cases which require further treatment and intervention. Our office specializes in comprehensive, state-of-the-art, non-surgical treatment of back and neck pain. If you or someone you know is in pain and would like a complimentary consultation with one of our doctors, please call my office at 973-943-4300 or on the web at www.meccamedical.com.
Change your attitude, change your life, and big, believe, inspire, grow. Salute the entrepreneurial spirit of small business owners, people who follow a dream, work hard, and make it happen. This week's Spotlight on Zatsu is brought to you by REA, a global consulting firm that provides career and transition services to individuals and relocating families worldwide. Are you looking for a fun gift for your kids and grandkids that teaches them basic skills while keeping them connected to their family? Award-winning Zatsu soft photo recognition flashcards were created by a grandmother to do just that. With a rainbow of colors, the set of soft, vibrant, flexible photo frames doubles as a flashcard game. Just slip in your photos and Zatsu will have your baby or toddler giggling with delight while pointing out the smiling faces of mommy, daddy, grandma, family, friends, or even a beloved pet. Zatsu takes a child on a sensory hands-on photo journey while teaching who's who in the family circle. Talk about who's in the pictures, then turn the cards over to teach shapes, matching, and sequencing. Your child will grow from one developmental stage to the next while enhancing family relationships and encouraging imaginative, even therapeutic play at home or on the go. Zatsu comes in a cute tote that becomes a portable keepsake too. Zatsu Soft Photo Flashcard Game is also helpful for seniors with memory loss and is able play rated for children with special needs. Make sure you're always in the picture. Zatsu. To learn more, visit www.zatsu.com.
6 months ago, I was transferred to Seattle, Washington. My family and I made the move. My wife, Kay, initially focused on getting our new home built, enrolling our children in school, and maintaining our temporary housing. Throughout the process, an REA consultant stayed in close contact with Kay until she was ready to start her job search. After Kay enrolled, her REA consultant called her about an opportunity that was a perfect fit. The consultant helped Kay update her resume, provided salary information and market comparisons, and coached her on interview strategies. Within 2 weeks, Kay was offered the position, and the REA consultant coached her through the salary negotiation process. Kay accepted the job. Thank you, REA, for making our move and transition easy. If you need career relocation assistance, career transition outplacement services, or executive coaching, contact the experienced professionals at REA. For more information, please visit r-e-a.com.
Health insurance costs have risen at an alarming rate. At the same time, coverage choices have narrowed. Supplemental insurance provides an employer with the opportunity to enhance its current health plan without adding cost or administration. From accidents to catastrophic illness to intensive care to unexpected death, VMN Benefits has the plan to meet your needs. Call VMN Benefits at 201-697-0203 to learn more about supplemental insurance. VMN Benefits, providing peace of mind for your employees.
Some people prefer traditional funeral services. Others prefer cremation. Some want an elaborate ceremony. Others don't want any ceremony at all. Visit Funeral Homes offer all types of services because we know there are all types of people. That's why we specialize in personalized funeral services. To meet the needs of each and every family, call Bishop Quinlan Funeral Homes of Clifton at 973-546-2000 and Bishop Parker Funeral Home of Little Falls at 973-256-4700 for ideas and information on how to plan a service as individual as you are.
Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life now has a free monthly digital magazine that can be read online or emailed to your inbox. Each month, nationally recognized leaders in their field provide the information that you need to inspire and motivate you. We believe in a holistic approach to life, incorporating mind, body, and spirit. As philosopher Francis Bacon said, knowledge is power. Use the wisdom provided in the publication and apply it to your everyday life. Visit cyacyl.com for more information or to begin your free subscription. That's cyacyl.com. Welcome back to Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman. Our guests today are Alex Guarnaschelli and Spike Mendelsohn, two of the 10 renowned chefs that are battling for the Food Network Iron Chef title. Today they're here to give us some tips to get us through the holiday season. Alex and Spike, what I did in preparation of this interview, I asked some of our listeners what some of their questions would be for you. The first thing that someone wrote in, with Thanksgiving just around the corner, how can we prepare the perfect turkey?
Well, there's definitely different techniques of doing turkey. A lot of people love deep frying their turkey these days. But you know what? For me, I love the old traditional roasting of a turkey. And I've had much success with brining it, keeping it really, really nice and moist. But like my technique is a little bit classic. But the best thing about Thanksgiving, and let's not forget, is the leftovers. So, I mean, to give you some opinion on what you should do with leftovers is, I love these like handheld pot pies that I do. I use the leftover turkey meat. I make a nice little roux, and we put some peas and carrots and leeks in it. And, to me, it's all about the next day.
One of our listeners had wanted to know if there were holiday dishes that you can recommend that travel well.
Well, I have to say there are some things that are just built for travel. I mean, things like pies and, like an Indian pudding or cranberry sauce. I think making a little side dish. I also think, it'd be cool to bring a classic over, like a green bean casserole, and just kind of pack up the components and just toss them all together and cook them at your friend's house. I think it's kind of neat when you finish a dish or you put it together and you go to a friend or a family member and they get to see a little bit of the process behind what you did to make a dish.
Can either one of you suggest some make-ahead items for the holidays that people can either freeze or prepare a few days ahead of time?
Well, definitely the dessert area.
Oh, my God, totally. How about an ice cream pie?
Yeah, like ice cream pies or any type of pie or cake or anything like that. I mean,
pumpkin ice cream sandwiches.
Pumpkin ice cream sandwiches sound
Yum.
delicious. You can make those stuff ahead of time, so you're not real, like kind of last minute preparations, so you already have dessert. And then, there's always you can always prep up things a couple days before. Like you can make your stuffing. Stuffing's always great the next day. You can make your gravies. You can make your casseroles.
You could make a big potato gratin and put that in the freezer and then just take it out, let it defrost and reheat it. Anything can be frozen. It's just that something...
Pumpkin gratin.
Yeah. Pumpkin gratin would be great. Pumpkin popsicles. I'm a little obsessed with pumpkin today.
Right now. I think it has to do something with the 30 pumpkins that are surrounding us right now.
I think it has something to do with the fact that I live my life from secret ingredient to secret ingredient, hoping to become the next Iron Chef, Spike.
Now, let me ask you guys, do you have a holiday dessert or a cookie recipe that's low-fat and low-calorie without skimping on taste?
No.
Unfortunately, I don't either.
No.
I'm sorry to say this, but I think that it's better if we're honest. If we really want to call ourselves super chefs and we really want to say we competed for Next Iron Chef, I think the least we can do is pony up and be honest with you. I'm really starting to think there might not be a substitute for something like a good butter cookie.
Right. And you know what? Just the word of wise for everyone listening out there. Use these holidays to your advantage. Cheat a little bit. Have some fun. Indulge. And be healthy the other 350 days of the year.
350 is
Whatever.
Thanksgiving 15 days?
I don't know, but there's a lot more.
He wishes.
For me, with all the leftovers.
I think what any chef in search of flavor would say, too, is, make a cookie that's not low-fat, but only have one, instead of having 3 of a low-fat cookie, because you're searching around for that flavor that's missing.
I love that.
And I'm not saying that you can't make low-fat food that's good, but I'm just saying at the time of the holidays, I'd rather have one really tasty buttery cookie and then let the rest go and just ration them as I go
and if
than
you
make a low-fat one.
repeat guests at your holiday parties, definitely don't go the low-fat way.
They're going to remember how food tastes. I think we always do, and I think we would all both agree, Spike, that we know judges remember how food tastes on cooking competitions, so let's just hope that the judges work in our favor on Next Iron Chef.
Now, someone else had written in and asked what the difference is between brown and white eggs, and can you bake with both or cook with both?
No, you cannot. You cannot bake with brown eggs.
What is the difference between them, or do you know why?
No, it's just the variety of the bird laying the eggs. It actually doesn't speak to the egg at all. So it's really kind of interesting because the psychology of a brown egg versus a white egg, for example, I think is vastly different. So, I mean, we look at a white egg, maybe it's more familiar to us. It's something we grew up more commonly seeing. It's something we associate when people crack eggs on a griddle at a diner or whatever else.
Healthier?
No, Spike, I know you're a little jokester, but people can't see you on radio. You know, there's a lot of things to unravel when it comes to eggs. You have things like, you know, those omega-3 eggs that have the good stuff, added to them and all this other stuff. I say a good local egg, no matter what color. Don't judge an egg by its color, and just buy local. I think that's really the best advice I can give you. No matter how you use a brown or white egg, I think, every egg is different. But certainly, no, you can bake and do whatever you like with both eggs.
And
Spike's just being a jokester.
No, I just love
Spike's like,
that's why you need television, Spike.
Every egg is different.
You can fry a brown egg, but you can't scramble a white one. I mean, that's ridiculous.
This is why Spike needs television, so people can see what he's doing.
Yes, totally.
Yes.
Or a translator. Unfortunately, during Next Iron Chef, we're all pitted against each other, so nobody stops to translate Spike's lingo.
And just two last questions that I'm going to combine together. Someone had written in and they asked, what main ingredients would you recommend always having on hand in case someone drops in unexpectedly for dinner? And then a second part of that, regarding spices and herbs and seasonings, what would you consider indispensable for everyday cooking?
Oh my God, how much time do you have?
What was the first question again?
What do you keep on hand in case
to make a quick dinner? Someone drops in.
Well, it's always nice to have a chicken. And whether it's in the freezer or if it's in the fridge.
You're in the egg chicken mode right now.
What came first? And it's kind of like set it and forget it. Just marinate the chicken, throw it in the oven with potatoes, let it go. In 45 minutes after a nice glass of wine, you'll have a nice roast chicken.
So now he's suggesting that whether you have an egg, brown or white, or a chicken, that you should medicate your guests with wine. So actually, Spike, your answer is have a bottle of wine on hand. Hope that nobody notices that you have nothing in your fridge. I mean, for me personally, I keep a lot of staples around. Things like sweet potatoes, cabbage, onions, garlic, because then I know at least I can do some kind of medley of roasted vegetables, and those things are going to be around for a while without anything happening to them. I agree with Spike about simplicity, something like a chicken or, maybe just a totally vegetarian meal. Maybe you cook up a couple, I always keep pasta on hand. I always keep a can of tomatoes, and I always keep some staples. I mean, you can always just whip something really hearty and homey together. It doesn't have to be about meat or fish all the time, and I think protein's kind of harder to predict. So I vote for go with the grains, go with some lentils, go with some pasta, and make a dish with some staples around the house. I think that's really good, and I agree. If you're going to kind of dial it down a little bit and do something off the beaten path like that, good to keep a really good bottle of champagne to kind of class it up, like that kind of simple cocktail dress, and then boom, you got that pair of diamond earrings.
So be sure to tune in to Alex and Spike on the Food Network, the Next Iron Chef Super Chef, Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Before we run out of time, guys, where can our listeners go to get information about each one of you and some of these great recipes?
Well, you can definitely go to foodnetwork.com and check out the cast of the Next Iron Chef Superstar Edition.
And then you can watch every Sunday at 9 p.m. on Food Network as that cast dwindles away to only one.
Right.
How about you? Do you have personal websites as well, Alex or Spike?
Yeah, you can go to www.goodstuffereatery.com, wethepizza.com. You can also follow me on Twitter at Chef Spike. See what I'm up to, see what kind of eggs I'm cooking.
You can follow me on Twitter at Guarnashelli, or you can look at my Facebook pages. I have a couple where I just kind of update the countdown freakout until Next Iron Chef starts airing.
And as always, if you would like more information about Alex and Spike, You can visit our website, which is cyacyl.com. That stands for Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. While on our website, listen to past shows as podcasts, read our digital magazine, and if you check out the November issue, we're going to have 2 recipes in there, Spike's Pumpkin Patch Shake and Alex's Pumpkin Caponata. So again, cyacyl.com. In closing, I wish both of you just a wonderful season on Iron Chef. Again, I'm not voting for Robert. I am staying completely objective. And do you have anything that you want to say to your competitors before we run out of time?
Keep bringing Robert up. I don't know. I think we're going to have to change your attitude and change your life and make you realize that either Spike or I should be the victor. I hope you'll watch. And what do we have to say to our competitors? Yeah, good luck, really. I mean, I just think we all really dig each other. So I think that, despite all the slipping and sliding around and all the mistakes and all the pressure and everything else, that there's a real camaraderie there. And so I just kind of want to say, happy holidays to my fellow competitors.
How about you, Spike? Anything?
No, I think Alex pretty much summed it all up. And exactly, tune in. It's going to be an amazing show, not like anything you've seen before. So.
The next Iron Chef, Super Chef, Sundays 9 p.m. Eastern Time on the Food Network. Alex and Spike, thank you so much for stopping by and spending some time with us.
Thank you.
This is Change Your Attitude, Change Your Life. I'm Joan Herman. Thanks for tuning in.